What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. We are live and in living color with round number 1 from our Modern FNM. We've got 30 players tonight and an absolutely packed house. We got 18 for our Lorcana release event, and I would say 40 to 50 Commander players. It's incredible. Thank you all so much for joining us. If you're watching on Twitch, y'all the realest of MVPs. If you're watching, though, after the fact on YouTube, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Set that notification bell to all so you don't miss out on content like this. And then head on over to Twitch so you can watch our live streams. We stream each and every single Friday night at 7 p.m. Central. But yes, things are already off to the races here for Jake. We got Jake and Jack. Grixis is what Jake has brought to the table, and Jake is playing Izzet Prowess. So here we go. We're going to start with the blue-black Surveil ski. And life totals are already changing. But yeah, thank y'all so much. Make sure to follow us on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter to stay up to date with all the goings-ons here at Impact. And, of course, hit up ImpactGamingCenter.gg for all of your Magic the Gathering and other tabletop gaming needs. And just a heads up for anybody watching on YouTube, Jack plays with his lands in front. Do not comment, or do, I guess. Do not comment, though. That's illegal. It is true. It is illegal in competitive tournaments. It is not illegal for Friday Night Magic. As long as both players are aware of the battlefield and the state of the game, it is perfectly legal. So here we go. Jake going to go to 16 on the fetch land. And it is going to be a Thundering Falls. These Surveil lands have changed the face of Modern, that's for sure. When I asked Jack what kind of Grixis deck he was playing, well, it seems to be Wizards to me, but Preordain here. Gonna get a Dragon Rage Channeler Surveil trigger before the spell resolves. Gonna take a look. Looks like Unholy Heat and Lava Dart. Going to keep Dart and put Unholy Heat to the bottom and draw the Dart. And we will get in there for one. Down to 18 goes Jack. And back to him. Finds a steam vents off the top of the library. Just a polluted Delta and a pass back to Jake. Does have a Jack has a Tidebinder in hand and a Flare of Denial, so that could be a little 1-2 punch. Jake observes his hand. He's got 3 of 1 card in his hand, and I can't tell quite what it is. Chad, if you know, let me know. But let's see. Oh, it's Slick Shot Show Off. He's got 3 Slick Shot Show Offs in hand. That's pretty impressive.
Plot.
He's going to plot one of these Slick Shot Show Offs. And are we going to fire off a dart here? First things first, we're going to fetch. Drop to 15 for Jake. And just going to grab a mountain here. One of those oil slick, really metal looking all black foils from All Will Be One. I really like those full arts.
Combat. One.
And Jack's going to take one. Instead, gonna crack a fetch. Oh, is he not using the life pad?
Yes, 16. Yeah.
At 16, yeah, that's what I thought. There's a swamp. Oh, maybe not. Maybe not. Gonna be a Thundering Falls here for Jack, so he will get a surveil here at the end of Jake's turn. But yeah, 30 players tonight. Incredible. Thank you all. If you end up watching this after the fact and you are here or you are watching during the tournament, thank you so much for showing up. This is Edict gonna get rid of the Dragon's Rage Channeler. And we draw a Snapcaster Mage. Jack just gonna pass. Playing the slow and steady wins the race kind of game here. Gonna plot another slick shot show off. That is definitely something to, keep in mind if you're sitting on Jack's side of the table. Jake gonna then play a Soulscar Mage. Down to 13. Jack's gonna Flame of Nor, draw 2 cards, and it'll be his turn now. Plot another one. Jack just laughs and says, sure. Jake's going to have a big turn at some point.
No blocks.
Jack calls no blocks after the attack from the Soulscar Mage. Jake going to just take the slow and steady route. And looks like Jack's going to drop to 14. Jack going to play a mountain. I assume he's going to pass turn here. Too funny. Jack has just played land and passed literally every single turn. Scalding Tarn here for Jake. Gonna cast one of the slick shots. Gonna cast another slick shot. And he's going for it. All right, so a counterspell here for Jack. Gonna cast the third. Will this resolve for Jack? Or for Jake, rather. Will Jack allow it to resolve? He could counter it. Oh, did Jake tap wrong?
Target lightning bolt.
I'm gonna target lightning bolt.
Target the one.
Target the one you already cast. Jake gonna let that happen. Sacrifice and Flare of Denial. Yeah, wow, Jack just smirks. Quite the okey doke there, Jack. Mishra's Bobble here for Jake. Not quite the turn that Jake wanted to have there, for sure. Jack did. There's Trawler. So that's going to exile Jake's Graveyard.
Okay.
And back. Hey, what's up, River Tears? How are you doing tonight? Thank you for joining us.
What the hell about to put it on the box?
I'm well, thank you.
Yeah, that's well, thank you.
Yeah.
Chocolate.
Very, very busy. We got 30 people here tonight playing Modern. And then we've got about a we've got a 19-player Lorcana release tournament. And then we've got, the usual 14 or so, 4D plus playing Commander. Not 14. So, gonna put a bobble in exile. Gonna put another card on the bottom. And I think did he put another bobble in hand? Gonna play the bobble. Jack says sure.
Bobble, trigger.
Another bobble trigger.
So, that splash, when it enters the battlefield, I counter up to one target activated or triggered ability. Okay. If it's countered that way, if it's a creature, planeswalker, or an artifact, they lose all abilities. Okay. So it's on the stack. We'll target the surveillance trigger.
And there's the Tidebinder. What Jack just cast.
So it loses all abilities until this leaves the map. Okay. Yeah. It's just a wall of text.
Yeah. Jack said it's just a wall of text. Unholy Heat gonna take down the Tishana's Tidebinder. And after all that, I mean, Jake's not in bad position here. He's gonna fetch down to 12. And then he's got these bobbles here with Darcy on the battlefield. Jack's just got this Trawler and one card in hand. We know it's a Flame of an Ore, so he could draw two cards, but Jack needs to find some gas here pretty quickly.
Lava Dart. Sure. Trigger.
Lava Dart gonna take down the Trawler.
good? Yeah, you're good. You're good. Yep. Drop turn. Yep.
All right, Jack.
Good
Jack said it's a good card. It is a good card. Counterspell's a good card.
I want to target myself to recipients.
Yep. Flame of Nor, draw some cards. Bobble.
Okay. Oh, I like moves that
Jake said,
draw
okay.
my second one.
There's Peak. Jack's playing Peak.
Lightning bolt, you're right.
Lightning Bolt your Darcy.
Go ahead. Bobble.
Bobble trigger. Jake's gonna draw. Remind me never to put two
Draw.
J names against each other on camera again. I am botching it. There's a Monastery Swift Spear.
Combat.
And get in there. No blocks. Jack's going to go to 13. Peak. Underworld Breach and Unholy Heat. Two pretty good cards. So I'm going to stupor the card that Jack draws. And a Lightning Bolt. I wonder if Jack's playing Underworld Breach. Certainly would fit his deck. All right, back to Jake. It's been a very like slow-paced game considering, you know, usually Izzet versus Grixis kind of goes pretty quick usually.
Bobble. Trigger.
Bobble trigger.
Your response is second. Okay.
In response, Lightning Bolt.
Me? So this?
Jake said me? So, because Jack knows what's in Jake's hand, he knows that Unholy Heat is the only thing that Jake could cast at instant speed. So that's going to take down the Swift Spear. Technically, this has been a pretty good game from both players.
Okay. Here you go. I'm excited. Yep.
All right, let's see.
Drop turn.
Force a negation. That's a good one.
Bolt.
Bolt you.
I'm at 10.
Down to 10. That's where we're at in this game. We're getting lightning bolt to the faces when you're at, you know, not lightning bolt to the face range typically. Expressive iteration. Will this resolve? Jack has a pretty decent grip here. Jack just says sure. Land, Preordain, and Darcy. The cards that Jake is looking at here. I'll put that one on the bottom. Cast Darcy. Now, Jack doesn't have any removal, so he might actually counterspell this. Yes, and he will. And Jake knows about the force negation. I assume unless Jack casts the breach, that that force negation is just going to stay in his hand. There's a Soul Scar Mage. And Jack says that's fine. Snapcaster Mage. Could find a Lightning Bolt right here, right now, if he wanted. And he knows exactly what's in Jake's hand, so might be an optimal time to do it. Just trying to decide whether it's worth it or not here to burn a Snapcaster Mage in this scenario. He is at 10 life. I know it says on the phone that it's 13, but Jack's just going to pass here. Back to Jake. What does he have? Let's see what he draws. Combat. Battle. Down to 9. And back to Jack. Do we see a Snapcaster Mage? No. Spell Snare. Drawing all the counter magic right now. That could need a breach if need be. So it might free up the force negation to hit something else. Breach. And there's I'm assuming we're going to see a Spell Snare. And there is Spell Snare. Goodbye, the old Watchwolf. Attack for 2. And this is what I was talking about. This Soul Scar Mage getting through might be a pretty big deal. And now that Jake has cards in his hand, we're going to Lightning Bolt here.
Okay. I'm going to target Flame of the North.
Flame of the North. Okay. So he's going to deal 5 and draw 2, I'd imagine.
Okay. I'm going to cast Flame of the North.
Casting Flame of the North.
Modes are going to be dealing 5 damage, and I will draw 2 cards.
5 and 2. Yep, dealing 5 to the Soul Scar Mage, and Jack will draw 2 cards. Let's see how Jake wants to proceed. What is in his hand? He could cast Unholy Heat, triggering again, but nope, that'll be it. So Jack will draw 2, Tidebinder, and a Spell Snare. All right, draws a Polluted Delta for turn.
Yep.
This is game 1, folks. Both of these decks do have the potential to kill quickly, but when faced with similar removal and counter magic, typically you take the more methodical approach.
Well, no, no way I'm going to be able to take on all 3 of these shows though, at the same time.
I can do one of them sick. I'm going to kill you though. I could not let any one of those result. No way.
So I believe Jake is scooping here, conceding. So yeah, there we have it. There you have it. Game 1 gonna go to Jack. What a game! And look at that, right in time. The man, the myth, the legend, Jake.
What do we got going on today?
We've got
What are we doing?
a pretty spicy one. Bring your.
I know what I'm doing.
Oh, look at this pro.
What's up, everybody?
Let me zoom out so the
Camera can see my pretty face.
people.
My bad hair right now.
I just got a haircut.
I know you're looking fresh.
Fresh and so clean.
Got to have that fresh cut for them hot vids you're dropping on.
Oh yeah,
the internet.
Go follow us on TikTok, y'all.
Impact Gaming Center.
But yeah, we got Jack on Grixis pile. essentially is what
Okay.
what he called it, against Jake.
Well, I hope that Jake's winning because I sure didn't.
Izzet Prowess? No, he lost. I think. I don't know. The game just kind of ended when they were both at reasonable amount of life.
Okay.
But I believe Jake scooped. We will figure that out, I guess, after this.
I can run out there and go ask who won.
Yeah, I mean, it might be pretty cool if you did that.
Yeah.
All right. So while this Jake goes and asks Jack and Jake, too many J's. Holy smokes. But we will find out. Thank you all so much for joining us again. If you're watching live, y'all the realest of MVPs. Make sure you follow.
He can see.
I don't know who it was. Even after that, I don't know. Let's wait. Who won?
It was Jack.
Jack. That's what I thought. Yeah. Okay, cool. But yeah, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. And make sure to follow us on all of our social medias. This is mine. But yeah. And hit up impactgamingcenter.gg for all of your Magic the Gathering needs. We've got 30 modern players.
30 modern players on top of a Lorcana release, on top of the Commander games that are always going on top of the board games I'm sure people are playing there, and some guys painting miniatures. So there's a million things going on in here tonight.
Yeah, it's crazy tonight.
But we got game 3 started. And Jake's starting off here with a fetch and a crack. Down to
Alrighty.
19.
Let's get down to it. So what are you playing tonight?
Orzhov Blink. The one time they made a
Yeah.
Orzhov deck good in
gotta
the
play
format.
it. You gotta
I
play it.
Gotta play some of it. But the problem is that you make a Cruz and I were talking. It's like you made the Jake deck popular, and I'm like, well, that doesn't make it a Jake deck.
Yeah, it's got to be a rogue deck.
What's up, River to Tears? How are we doing tonight? So, Izzet Prowess and Grixis. Is he like aggro prowess? Is he like a merc
Slick
type?
shot prowess.
So slick shot. It's like
And then it's more like Grixis wizards, essentially.
I love that deck.
Yeah.
I think that there's a fair argument if you're playing Grixis just to play wizards. He's playing the real K command, not the poser one.
Yeah, the zoomer version. And look at that white border, baby!
Did you make that himself?
Yes, he did. He has an entire white bordered
How do you
gift
do that?
storm. Very painstakingly. It takes forever, and I suggest not doing it.
Doesn't it?
It's not a fun process.
Isn't it basically just
You erase.
you erase the black border?
You can like white out them, but the true way to do it is to just erase them.
Holy moly!
But yeah, the first time me and Jack met, he came in looking for very specific versions of cards from Gift Storm.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I played Gift Storm. And he's like, oh, yeah, me too. And then, we got chatting, whatever. He's looking at cards, whatever, blah, blah. And we found out we both play, when we play Storm, we play with lands in front. And we both have completely white bordered Storm decks.
Is that another Colgan's command? Oh my gosh, this guy's deck is awesome.
Yeah, no, Jack always brings
Snare.
the spicy heat.
Gonna play a flips.
There are inner sleeve white borders, but that is cheating. And yeah, you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't cheat,
I don't think it's cheating. I don't ruin your cards. Cardboard's expensive.
Nah, whatever.
Jake
It's my cards. Don't tell me
should be
what to
down
do with them.
15. Got a Darcy. We're gonna play this Bobble out in Jake's hand too.
Bubble. Darcy on the board. Yeah. And a plotted slick shot. That card was like so hot before Modern Horizons 3.
They have been printing.
Bubble.
They've been printing so many good cards for Modern. I just faced the Monument to Endurance deck. Monument of Endurance.
What is that?
It's a 3-mana artifact that
That's
says,
from the Ether Drift.
yes, the race car set. I love how
Ether Drift.
all the cards in the set that aren't race car themed are pretty very solid cards. And then there's the race cars,
Yeah.
which like Dune
What is
Beetles,
the new god?
Ketramos.
Yeah, that card's
of
nuts.
Neon. I am playing for that card.
Yeah, that card's
That's a Jake
insane.
card. Ah, a mid-range value engine. My favorite.
Yeah, right.
A 3-mana 4/4, let alone.
What do you think about that new Siege Rhino? Baby Rhino.
Fine.
Baby Rhino.
My problem with that card is 3 drops and even standard right now are these hyper value engines that win you the game. I don't think draining for 2, even on a 3/4 body, like there's so many 3-mana 3/4s in standard right now. The thing with Rhino was it was a good body for the size of the day.
Yeah.
If they kept the same size on the body on the 3-drop and still was 3 colors, I think then we'd be talking. But
You mean if it was a 5 or a 4/5?
yeah, I think it's
For
totally
3?
totally reasonable in standard. It's cost 3 colors. Standard is wild right
That's
now.
magic.
Have you ever read Preacher of the Schism? That card is insane.
Yeah, I played against that in the best format ever, Pioneer. Spells. Spell
We're gonna
pierce.
spell pierce the spell
Oof.
snare. I love that spell snare is good in modern now. Because for I mean it's been a little while it's
Spell
been good,
snare, yeah.
but there was a while, and this is like 2019 to probably about 2023 where spell snare was
Yeah. What's
completely
up, Chip?
unplayable.
Yes. Yes, Jack. Jack is on stream. Yes, I am aware. Jake. I have Jake in the booth. You hear his voice, of course, but you might not have known who that is.
Am I handsome? Am I being called that? I appreciate
No,
the compliment.
Jack.
Oh,
That's Jack's wife.
nice.
My wife.
That's my wife.
Anytime anyone says, "Oh yeah, my wife," I think my wife. Just like it just. That's where my brain goes. All right, so this game we have a little bit different of situation here because we have a slick shot show off popping off right now.
Yeah, and Jack doesn't seem to have the mana right now or the removal spell to deal with it. The thing with Slick Shock that is weaker about it, so he does not have.
Not able to find black
Oh,
mana, and we
no.
are entering the danger zone.
What is
here.
that red card on the top of his? That red card right there. What is that? Is that? I don't know what that is.
Would it be?
That's the only card that I don't know.
I don't know what Jack's at.
The red card that's under the counterspell in his hand.
Oh,
Oh my
no.
lordy! There's a counterspell.
right.
You gotta respect that.
He was about to die.
Oh yeah. I love how Breach is either I'm gonna kill you with burn or I'm gonna play this weird convoluted combo.
Yeah, I love it. I hope they don't ban it. They probably will, but
That card needs to go. That card was I think that card's just a mistake.
yeah, it's really good.
We
I love it.
reckoning
I
with
love
the
busted
bird.
crap.
So we got is it 2 Prowess triggers? We got a
Birdman
5
cometh.
A 5/2. Holy moly! Blackland, cling to dust. Uh-oh. That is one of the downsides of these
Yeah.
3-color mana bases with playing the flip lands.
Yeah, Jack's going to scoop him up, and we're going to head to a game number 3. So Jack will be on the play, I would imagine.
Oh, of course. I don't think there's a modern deck right now where you want to be on the draw. Even in control matchups. The mana advantage is too good.
But yes, is Jake and Les Alex in the booth.
I haven't been up in a minute. It's been
Yeah, where you been?
doing Easter. I brought some new Hershey samples for you guys to try tonight
Easter for your business.
for my company. I'm a company man. It's apparently what they don't tell you in high school is someday you're gonna work for the man. And
Yeah. Doesn't matter how punk rock you were in high school.
me, punk rock. No, I sat with the weird kids at lunch. You, on the other hand, were definitely the king of the weird kids.
Oh, just put the crown. Do the LeBron James thing. Alrighty, so these guys shuffling up. I appreciate how quickly they shuffle and sideboard. That is just phenomenal. Let's get back down there.
It's a very straightforward matchup. You have Jack, who's saying, I need to counter your spells and kill your dudes to squeak a win out. And Jake's like, you gonna die.
Yeah, right.
And I will say, unfortunately for Jack, traditionally,
Creeping Tar Pit, let's go.
oh yeah, unfortunately,
Jack's my favorite Magic player.
Grixis, out of all of the control colors, generally has the worst burn matchup. Just because the colors don't lean into protecting your life, and you're usually spending a lot of life to shock your lands in,
Yeah.
or playing bad mana. Just because the Grixis spells are so good, but the pips are so intense.
Yeah, the game 1 was really weird and really slow, and Jack was able to nickel and dime all
Yeah.
of Jake's creatures, but
I mean, and that's to be expected. Where Jack's cards are better than Jake's. Jake's game plan is just faster than Jack's.
yeah. And there's a Swift Spear, so
Swifty, Taylor Swifty.
Definitely, Jake did
2.
not have that game one.
Oh, I mean, that. Talk about we're going to Tarkir and cons. This card's been just as
Do you think
popular.
they'll reprint it again?
It's already in standard right now. If they print it again, I wouldn't be upset. Just leave it in standard forever. That card should have been in Foundations.
I agree. I actually do agree with that. I think there needs to be a good red deck to keep some of the nonsensical decks in standard.
That is one of the problems with standard is when you make your combo decks too good, it makes it unfun because the standard combos are not.
The omniscience thing.
Yeah.
I love that deck though, but I do think there needs to be a good red deck wins.
I think the current one's a little too good.
What red
doubles-
deck wins?
Yeah, the current red deck. Two Swifties.
What is it? Mice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exiles it, and if it's
All right. Here is a cling to dust.
I'm surprised Jack isn't using that to gain life. Ooh, there's a Snapcaster Mage.
Yeah, buddy.
So we're gonna draw. Do we get a land and we're gonna shock one of these Swifties? Or are we just gonna
Are we
save
gonna
our life and play
surveil?
them tapped?
It might be surveillance.
Either one's just as fine. Is he playing Flame of Anor or not?
He is, yeah. And I wonder if out of the board he's playing any like sweepers, not obviously real sweepers, but like anything to give.
Like Pyroclasms and such?
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe that was a
could
card
see
that I
it.
didn't know what was in his hand earlier. Maybe that was a Pyroclasm. I mean, Pyroclasm, talk about like 2014 Magic or 2013 Magic coming
Yeah,
out.
right?
Snare and Pyroclasm being like
Love it.
all stars in both standard and this format.
Is that a?
No,
It might be because the new one.
no,
has
it's a bolt.
Oh, those are two bolts. Yeah.
Swifty down.
Yep. See you, T Swift.
Pass a turn. I think we're just holding up. We're holding up the fetch and the spell snare, which is just a-okay.
And Jake found a second land finally. He's got two slick shot
The good old
show-offs.
the burn player. Oh, I'll keep it one lander. It'll be fine.
We'll see. Might work out for
A
him.
lot of burn players have lost on that belief.
Alrighty. Stomping ground. So what are we gonna plot a slick shot here? Jake had 3 slick shot show offs plotted in game one.
Mm.
And he cast them all in one turn. One got countered, one got bolted, and the other got
Through, right?
no, I think it died.
Oh wow.
I forget how it died, but
I mean, if you're spending 6 mana to suspend all those, there's plot them. It's pretty rough.
yeah.
But Jake playing the Swiss Spear might be honestly one of the best moves he can make because it gets around that spell snare really well and the counter spell in Jack's hand.
Oh, this is gonna be a pretty big turn if. So he could bolt here to get around a flashback dart.
I think he has to bolt here
Yeah.
because if he doesn't, they go to 3/4s. And I think
But
taking the same amount of damage to kill one of them
super
is
worth.
definitely fine. Also, Jake is at 14, not 16.
All right. So yeah, we'll be trying to take one of these down. I assume. I don't know what Jake.
We have to respond. Yeah, I mean, there's no 2.
12, and then I take 2. Oh, yep.
So, yeah, because the lava
Dart.
spiker, lava dart. There's the land. So Jack's curving out pretty well here. Do we just leave up? Okay, we're gonna fetch. I was like, are we gonna keep a counterspell or
To
snap
your
bolt?
point, though,
Where's the flame?
Jack's hurting himself a ton.
Yeah, that is the one downside of Grixis. You fetch a lot in this deck. And the only way that we've seen so far for him to gain back some life is that Cling to Dust.
Every time.
That's one of the problems with Grixis. Where in Jeskai, I do think when you're playing these Grixis decks, I love Creeping Tar Pit. That card's probably fine, but I would play a lot more fast lands.
Jack does love to hurt himself to win.
He's doing a real good job at that.
Yeah.
There's a Snap Bolt.
Alrighty, so Snapcaster Mage inbound.
And we're leaving up the one for the spell snare to counter a bird, maybe. A bird man. A wizard bird man.
But what are we gonna do?
An outlaw wizard bird.
Plotting. Yeah.
Yep.
Jake's been very patient with his slick shots, so
Is Slickshot just a wizard rogue? Or is it
It's
a
a
bird
bird
wizard?
wizard.
It's not even an outlaw? How's it not an outlaw? He's wearing a cowboy hat.
Because he's a good guy, maybe. He's not an outlaw. He's maybe he's a sheriff. I don't know.
You're all outlaws
at Thunder
Junction.
Yeah. Spatang. All right, there's a Soul Scar Mage.
That card also very
I
good.
bought like 10 of those thinking that card was going to be like. I don't know why I always spec on red cards.
They're going to be the cheapest. I mean, speaking of red cards, I've opened a fair amount of Aether Drift. You know what I've never opened? A Marauding
Mountain.
Mako.
I don't even know what that card is.
The 1 mana shark dude that gets bigger when you discard cards.
Oh, okay.
That card is amazing, and I've opened a zip of them, and I've opened a fair amount of that.
Zilch.
I've opened 2 foil catcher mouses before I opened one of those.
There's an Edict.
Oh, Sudden Edict. What a good card. Split second, can't respond to anything. Loving it. Jack's deck has got all of these
So sick.
super cool cards. That's also Grixis.
He's playing a peak. Like, it's
Peek. Like, look at your hand.
but
Look at the
without the
hand.
Phyrexian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Draw a card.
Yep.
Holy moly.
Like, Jake bobbled him and was like, I don't even know what that is. And Jack was like, ooh, I'm excited to draw
to
this.
explain to you what Peek does.
Yeah. Sometimes when you read the
Amazing
card,
how you change one little aspect about a card.
and it isn't even.
Yeah. Isn't Izzet Prowess a sorcery, though? Or is it an instant? I don't
I think
remember.
it's a sorcery.
That might be one. And Peek is an instant, right?
Not that it matters. You're never paying mana for it, but
No.
I guess it kind of matters. But
What? Whoa.
block,
Luck.
bolt,
You?
trigger.
What we got? We gonna counter.
I don't know where that bolt's going.
It's
Because
gotta
we're
be
both
going.
talking, I can't hear them anymore.
Uh,
Can you hear them at all?
no.
Oh.
Barely. Never mind. You're right. Oh, that one at the face.
Okay.
So Jack's down to 6. Jake does have another Underworld Breach. We're in a shock.
All right, down to 12 goes Jake.
Jack is playing incredibly conservatively here. So is,
Another plot.
but I don't disagree. So we're gonna.
Yeah, we're gonna
I
gain
like
some
this.
life here.
You got to. Escape. What a good card.
Oh yeah, that card's so underrated too.
I think we have to eat. Oh, we gotta eat a creature. If you draw a card, I think we're dead. But I also would respect getting rid of the lava
The
dart.
dart, yeah.
But you gotta gain some life. You're at 6. You're double bolt away, and if which I don't think Jack's gonna do is tap out and let Jake resolve this Underworld Breach. I don't think he's gonna do that, but it's a quick way to get dead.
So how many cards are in Jake? Jake only has one card.
He's got 3 cards in hand. Or no, Jake, he has 2. He's got an Underworld Breach, and I think something, and then he has the Breach, but I don't know what else. Maybe it's just one because he plotted this like shot.
So Spell Snare goes for the breach. And he's got a counter spell and a Snapcaster Mage.
But yeah, game 3
Yeah, he's
good.
game 3.
It's I think that's a wise
9.
decision.
Yeah, I agree.
Big untaps and a draw.
Peak.
There's the peak.
Let's go.
Is that a 7th edition peak or something?
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Or maybe it's did Peak ever come in Blackboard? I assume it did.
I couldn't tell
Maybe
you
he
how many
whiteboarded
times.
a Blackboard
I
card.
couldn't tell you
That would
how
be
many
peak.
times peak has ever been printed.
That would
That's-
be Peak if he whiteboarded a Blackboard card. Spell Snare, the Slick Shot,
Uh-oh.
number 1. This is.
Yeah.
He's got a Snapcaster Mage, probably Bolt here. Oh, well, not a Bolt, because he doesn't have Bolt mana anymore. Spell Snare, that makes sense. Yeah.
Okay.
Spell Snare.
So Jake has Lava Dart.
Oh, he doesn't have mana for. In
So Jack
Ooh,
is going to
Jack-
take through.
Jake doesn't have the ability to Underworld Breach now, though.
No.
This turn. I mean, he could do it, but he
It wouldn't do anything.
Yeah, it wouldn't do anything. other than add a prowess.
Breach does. If Jake draws a land next turn, that's probably really bad for Jack. Now an end step peak.
Yep.
Cool.
Breach, cool.
That's
Oh,
a
mountain.
basic mountain.
All right. So how much did he take there? 2?
Yes. Tashana's Tidebinder. That's actually pretty good.
All right, yeah, that's
That
good.
counters the draw trigger, but that doesn't, or that also, I mean, that doesn't counter.
So he's got Tidebinder counterspell.
Fire up Creeping Tar Pit.
Fire up creeping tar pit. Yeah, he's got the tar pit.
The problem is,
But, I mean-
I guess, I don't know.
Ooh, is this a bolt? He still has access to
There's the
there's a
breach.
breach. Yeah, that's mean a counterspell. You cannot let that resolve.
Got a top tap with this well. Good job. Making sure we left up the tar pit. With a, Jack
Oh.
still has,
That's a bolt. Oh,
But
Darcy,
DRC.
that's good. Oh my gosh, Jack. This is rough for Jack here.
we do have a prowess trigger on the Soulscar Mage though.
Target dart. Or wait. Oh, he's darting. Okay.
Yeah.
Tidebinder. So he's
Target the prowess.
Prowess trigger.
prowess
Okay.
trigger, yeah.
Does that make it lose the
Is-
previous prowess trigger? I think it does. It just loses all abilities, so it doesn't even trigger the prowess.
I don't know, something about layers, but my question is Jake gonna miss this surveil trigger?
Triggers. Judge.
They have the same question. Calling for a judge in the feature match area. Oh boy.
I got a surveil trigger too.
Yeah. That's
No, Jake announced the surveil trigger.
Yep.
yeah. So both of those on the stack. Yeah.
Need one.
Do we wait for Jeff to walk his way out here?
I mean, he is the judge, but is he? Actually, we have. Oh crap! I don't.
It's gonna counter the trigger. So I'm gonna kill
Alright.
those before.
Take a peek at the wider screen.
Yeah, it's.
So you'll lose one of them at least.
Right. So I'm gonna lose
Yeah, I don't have control of it
one
right
that
now.
are already
So
attack.
this is
Darn.
ATB trigger.
Right.
So
That's
this is
unfortunate.
on stack. I targeted the one that just happened now.
Right.
You can respond before it resolves, so you'll still get your prowess triggers. They'll still resolve before this one does.
Oh well, here's Zeke. He is a judge.
Tidebinder plus prowess. If he kills Tidebinder, the only
I hear
Do I lose all my
Justin as
prowess?
well.
Yeah.
Or like
Prowess triggers for any time it would have triggered while this is still on the battlefield.
Okay.
So this will
he's
target.
doing it in response.
So this will target one of the prowess triggers, and you can still respond whatever you need to, and you'll still get your prowess triggers because this has. Yeah, this hasn't resolved.
Okay, yeah.
So, the
So
ability
prowess sticks around even if the creature has no abilities.
triggers targeting a prowess trigger.
Yes.
Got it. And then you're doing that.
And no.
So once the Tidebinder resolves, though, it will not have prowess because it'll
Well,
be
I can
like
keep
Correct.
it'll be a vanilla creature.
So it'll still be a 2.
Because
three.
this ability hasn't resolved yet
Yep.
to remove those triggers. Those abilities.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So it's going to be a 2/3,
Until this
but it's going to counter.
ability is on the stack. You have a Lava Dart
No,
on
wait.
the stack.
It'd be a 3/4, right? Because we played. But did we play the breach this turn?
This
Yeah, we
ability
did.
is on the stack. It's like this. So this is already resolved.
Yep.
So we're gonna say this ability.
And there's
is gonna-
Tidebinder for those.
You have a Lava Dart here.